The rap world is in shock tonight. Utter absolute shock after a blurry, chaotic hospital video began circulating online, showing someone who looks exactly like Lul Tim strapped to a stretcher, bloody, surrounded by nurses yelling for space. No captions, no context, no official reports, just 23 seconds of pure confusion and panic, and within minutes, the entire internet went into full meltdown mode, hashtags exploding, fan pages posting prayers, and conspiracy channels claiming this is the beginning of retaliation. But retaliation from who? That's where the story gets dark. The moment the clip leaked, users started connecting dots they shouldn't even know about. Moments from the past, names tied to Chicago, whispers about O-Block that insiders say were never supposed to reach the public. Suddenly, rumors sparked that this wasn't a random incident at all. People began saying this looked like revenge, like payback. Like someone finally answered a call that had been ringing for years. And the craziest part? Someone in the background of the video can be heard yelling. He got hit multiple times. That one line alone sent shockwaves through the culture. Fans are shocked, streets are whispering, the industry is silent, too silent. Even people from Tim's own circle aren't posting, aren't denying, aren't correcting the story, just complete eerie silence, which only makes the rumors louder. And then came the moment that blew the whole situation wide open. An O-Block linked account posted a cryptic message that said, "The world spins back eventually." No explanation, no follow-up, nothing, just that one line, and it set the internet on absolute fire. People are asking the same question across every platform. Was Lul Tim really shot multiple times? And if so, is this the start of O-Block's revenge? Tonight, we dive into the footage, the rumors, the reactions, the leaks, and the emotional eruption happening behind the scenes. Because trust me, nothing about this story is simple, and nothing about it is safe. The moment that hospital video hit the internet, everything in the culture flipped upside down. What looked like an ordinary late-night emergency room hallway suddenly became the epicenter of one of the most chaotic rumor storms the rap world has seen in years. The footage, shaky, dim, honestly recorded sideways like someone was hiding their phone, showed a man who looked unmistakably like Lul Tim being rushed through sliding glass doors as nurses shouted instructions. You couldn't see his face clearly, but the clothes, the hairstyle, the build, fans insisted it was him. And the second those words appeared in the comments, "Is that Tim?" the entire situation exploded. People started screen recording, zooming in, sharpening the footage, enhancing frames like detectives, and convinced they were witnessing something massive. The rumor that he had been shot multiple times spread so fast it felt like the internet collectively gasped in real time. But what truly escalated the situation was the silence. Normally, when anything happens involving someone tied to street politics or rap drama, the entourage speaks up fast. Somebody posts a "he good" or "stop spreading lies" or "don't believe the internet." But this time, nothing. Not a word from friends, affiliates, or rappers linked to him, not even a vague emoji. And silence in the rap world always means one of two things. Either the team is preparing an official statement, or everyone is scrambling behind the scenes, trying to figure out the truth themselves. One insider claimed the video blindsided them too, that even people close to Tim didn't know where he was at that moment. Some thought he was in Atlanta. Others said he'd been moving around recently, laying low, bouncing between cities. That uncertainty only made fans panic more. When nobody knows where someone is, the internet assumes the worst. Meanwhile, Atlanta was buzzing with unconfirmed reports. A girl who claimed she worked at the hospital posted a cryptic Snapchat saying, "Y'all seeing what I'm seeing?" before deleting it minutes later. But it was already too late. Screenshots flooded Twitter. Another witness claimed security had been rushing people out of the lobby. It's telling them to clear the area, and which added fuel to the idea that something serious was unfolding. And then someone online claimed they heard a doctor in the background say, "He's stable for now," though nobody could verify if the audio was real or edited. Still, fans believed it because in the chaos of rumors, anything that sounds hopeful becomes gospel. But the moment everything shifted from concern to shock was when the Chicago chatter started. An account connected to O-Block, an account that rarely posts anything personal, dropped a cryptic message. Tables always turn, just takes time. Within seconds, people began speculating that this wasn't random at all. Comments flooded in. They got him. Ain't no coincidence. I knew this day was coming. People connected things that weren't even confirmed, creating their own narratives and pushing them like breaking news. Its fans were shocked by how fast the rumor transformed into a revenge storyline. However, the emotional weight of the situation became even more intense when alleged screenshots surfaced showing members of Tim's family posting Bible verses, asking for prayers, or writing things like, "Keep 'em in y'all thoughts." None of the accounts were verified, but that didn't matter. The internet treated the posts as evidence. People began writing long threads about karma, justice, retaliation, forgiveness, and loyalty. Comment sections became battlegrounds, some saying the streets finally spun back, others saying the internet was out of control for celebrating something tragic. Emotions ran high, families were left divided, and fans argued so intensely that entire threads had to be locked by moderators. Then came the wildest twist. A voice note leaked from someone claiming to be a friend of Tim's. In the audio, the man whispered, "Man, I don't even want to talk about what happened. Just pray for bro." The clip was short, quiet, full of tension. Whether real or fake, it spread like wildfire. TikTok users stitched it with hospital footage. Instagram pages reposted it with dramatic captions, and YouTubers made entire breakdowns analyzing the tone of the voice, insisting it sounded too emotional to be fake. The line, "Just pray for bro," became a trending phrase for the next 24 hours. On the Chicago side, the rumors hit even harder. People claimed that certain individuals on the block were celebrating, not loudly, but symbolically. One witness said he saw a group gathered on the corner late at night, talking in low tones, some smiling, others shaking their heads. Another claimed someone said, "The world spins back eventually," the same phrase that appeared online earlier. News pages immediately picked it up, stirring the pot even further. Fans were shocked, but questioning whether the neighborhood really had anything to do with what happened, or if the internet was painting a false picture that would only make tensions worse. What really surprised people was how some Chicago OGs reacted. Instead of feeding into the revenge narrative, a few older voices allegedly stepped in to calm the younger ones down, telling them not to escalate online, not to entertain rumors, not to give the internet more fuel. One supposed quote spread on Twitter, "We don't celebrate nothing, we move with respect." Whether real or not, it went viral and shifted the narrative once again. Suddenly fans weren't sure what to believe. Was this revenge? Was this unrelated? Was the video even real? Behind the scenes, things were reportedly even more chaotic. Industry insiders began whispering that labels were on high alert. Artists connected to both sides were being advised not to post anything. And PR teams were preparing statements in case the situation turned into a full-blown media war. One anonymous blogger claimed they received an email saying, "This situation is sensitive. Please refrain from speculation." But of course, the email itself became part of the speculation. And while the internet spiraled out of control, the man at the center of it all, Lul Tim, remained silent, unseen, unheard from, leaving everyone to fill in the blanks themselves. But as the drama intensified, as rumors multiplied, as fans debated whether O'Block was involved or whether this was completely unrelated, one truth became crystal clear. This story was far from over, and the next wave of information, it was about to hit harder than anyone expected. As the rumors spread, the situation took on a life of its own, morphing from a shaky, anonymous hospital clip into a full-blown conspiracy web connecting cities, crews, family members, and even people who hadn't been publicly active in months. In Atlanta, reporters began stalking the hospital parking lot, hoping to catch a glimpse of someone who could confirm whether the man on the stretcher was really Lul Tim. But every time a camera turned on, security would shut it down immediately. That silence only fueled speculation that something bigger was happening behind the scenes. Witnesses claimed they saw blacked out SUVs pull up, people stepping out wearing hoodies low over their faces, rushing straight inside with urgency. Some fans swore they recognized faces from Tim's circle. Others insisted they recognized people tied to the Atlanta rap scene. No one could confirm anything, and that mystery electrified the internet even more. At the same time, alleged DMs and text messages began circulating, showing frantic messages from people claiming to be close to Tim. One message read, "We at the ER now, y'all please pray," while another said he fighting. He need everybody right now. Whether real or Photoshop didn't matter. The emotion hit everyone who saw them. On TikTok, fans made tearful reaction videos. On Twitter, people began arguing fiercely about karma, consequences, and innocence. Some fans defended Tim, saying he didn't deserve harm, that the streets shouldn't keep taking lives. Others, colder and angrier, wrote, "Time always pays you back." Emotions ran high everywhere. Etchy creating a digital battlefield where no one agreed on anything except that something serious had happened. But the Chicago chatter hit another level entirely. Someone recorded a late-night argument in a Chicago parking lot where a group of young men were debating the situation. The clip was grainy, but you could clearly hear one voice say, "If that's really him in the video, y'all know what that means." Another voice argued back, "But ain't nobody from here involved, bro." Stop saying that. The response came fast, sharp, and heated. You really think the world works that clean? That one line blew up across social media. Commentators dissected it like a coded message. Bloggers posted think pieces about street timelines, and fan pages created entire theories suggesting the video was proof of unfinished business, an echo of long-standing tensions people believed were buried. Still, not everyone was celebrating or antagonizing. A surprising number of Chicago residents spoke up saying they didn't want violence tied to their neighborhood's name. An older resident allegedly said during a live stream, "We trying to grow out here. Every time something happens, they blame us. Y'all don't know who doing what." She was emotional, wiping tears, insisting that social media narratives often hurt innocent people on the block who just wanted peace. Her clip went viral for a different reason. Her raw exhaustion showed how these online storms deeply affected real communities, even when the rumors had nothing to do with them. Meanwhile, the alleged hospital video began gaining more context when someone released a second angle. This one was clearer. The man being pushed on the stretcher had tattoos partially visible, and fans immediately started comparing them to Tim's known ink. Some swore it matched exactly, and others said the lighting made it impossible to tell. Then a slowed down edit appeared online, showing a blurry voice shouting, "Stay with us," in the background. That phrase shook viewers. Fans began praying, arguing, spiraling even faster. You couldn't scroll 5 seconds without seeing Lul Tim, O Block, Revenge, or Hospital Update, all in the same headline. But the real fire came when a mysterious Instagram story surfaced from an account that had been silent for months. The post was just a black screen with 3 words. A cycle ends. People connected the account to someone believed to have ties to Chicago, though nothing was confirmed. Still, the timing was too perfect, and fans took it as another subliminal shot. Comment sections exploded. Some demanded explanations. Others said this was proof the rumor was deeper than anyone imagined. The situation grew even stranger in Atlanta when a local news reporter claimed she received an anonymous tip that the incident had nothing to do with Chicago, calling the online theories irresponsible. But minutes after airing that segment, the station's website crashed from the flood of people clicking the headline. Clearly, no amount of denial was going to overshadow the theory people were emotionally invested in. For many, it wasn't even about facts anymore. It was about narrative. And the narrative of Revenge was too dramatic, too gripping, too emotionally tangled to let go. Inside the hospital, according to a witness who later deleted her post, things were tense. She claimed she saw a woman crying in the hallway saying, "Why they keep coming after him? He ain't even been outside like that." A man beside her allegedly responded, "Tell him to move smarter then." That tiny exchange, probably taken out of context, spread like wildfire. On with fans using it to argue whether Tim's lifestyle put him in danger or whether he was unfairly targeted. Then came a sudden shift. Someone from Tim's supposed extended family posted a screenshot of a heart emoji followed by "God please." That one small post made fans panic all over again. People flooded her messages asking for clarity, but she didn't respond. That silence echoed louder than any confirmation. On the Chicago side, yet another twist emerged. Yes, a well-known local, someone respected on the block, posted a video saying, "Don't attach our name to nothing unless you got proof, and y'all don't." His tone was tired, almost warning people to stop escalating the situation, but underneath the calmness was a hint of frustration. Fans interpreted it however they wanted, twisting his message into something bigger. But the moment that really sent the internet into chaos? Someone posted a screenshot claiming the Chicago-linked Instagram account that wrote, "The world spins back eventually," had suddenly gone private. That instantly made everyone say the same thing. They hiding something. The theories multiplied again. Revenge, coincidence, old beef resurfacing, mistaken identity, something unrelated entirely. Nobody knew, but everyone had an opinion, and the deeper the internet dug, the more tangled the story became. This wasn't just a rumor anymore. This was an emotional earthquake shaking 2 cities, a fan base, and an entire culture. And just when people thought the situation couldn't twist any further, another video leaked, and this one changed everything. Just when the internet thought the situation had reached its peak, the second leaked video turned everything upside down. This new clip wasn't shaky phone footage. It looked like hospital security camera footage, angled, grainy, with a timestamp in the corner. It showed 2 men arguing near the emergency room entrance. One was yelling, pacing aggressively, face blurred but clearly stressed. The other man tried to calm him down, grabbing his shoulder, saying something like, "Bro, not right now, not right now." But the man shook him off violently. Then a nurse rushed out of frame yelling, "We need space, move back." The clip ended abruptly, but its impact was instant. Fans were shocked by the rawness of it. Here, people immediately assumed the man pacing was someone from the injured person's circle. Some said it was confirmation that the stretcher patient really was Tim. Others believed it showed the seriousness of the situation, that whoever got hit had people emotionally spiraling right there inside the hospital. Within minutes, the video spread across every platform. TikTok edits, Twitter breakdown threads, Instagram blogs with dramatic red font captions. Some fans claimed they recognized the pacing man's jacket from older photos of someone connected to Tim. Others argued it looked like someone from the Chicago side, which sent the rumor mill into absolute chaos. Comment sections filled with accusations, people tagging the supposed individuals, demanding statements, demanding clarity, but none of them responded. And that silence, it made the situation even heavier, even more mysterious. Meanwhile, someone allegedly inside the hospital started posting vague tweets. "This night too wild, and y'all don't know half of it." Those posts were deleted just minutes later, but screenshots captured them forever. Fans began piecing those tweets together with the CCTV footage, building entire timelines of who was where, who reacted how, who might be responsible. You would have thought the entire internet had turned into unpaid detectives. Some users created maps of the hospital layout, matching the video angle to real-life entrances. Others pointed out timestamps that didn't line up with official visiting hours. Suddenly, everyone believed they were cracking the case. But behind all the online noise, real-world emotions were boiling over. An Atlanta witness claimed she overheard a man outside the hospital yelling into his phone, "I told him to stop moving like that," or "why he ain't listen." She described the man as crying but trying not to cry, voice trembling with anger and fear. Another witness said a woman broke down outside the ER doors, screaming, "This ain't supposed to happen again," before collapsing into someone's arms. Those 2 statements alone ignited speculation that the incident wasn't random at all. People began to theorize that it was connected to old tensions, old mistakes, and old names the rap world wasn't ready to revisit. Plus, the emotional intensity of the witnesses convinced fans this wasn't a simple shooting. It had history behind it. On the Chicago side of things, the reaction grew more confusing. A group of young men was recorded talking heatedly on a sidewalk. One person said, "Bro, you smiling too much. This ain't funny." Another snapped back, "Ain't nobody smiling. I'm just saying it was bound to happen." Someone else responded, "You wildin'. Don't talk like that out loud." That short clip, barely 30 seconds long, triggered an entire storm. Fans argued about whether the group's reactions hinted at involvement or simply reflected the internet's energy. People divided themselves into camps, those who believed Chicago had something to do with it, and those who believed everyone was reaching for drama that didn't exist. But then came the twist no one saw coming. An audio clip surfaced allegedly recorded inside a car leaving the hospital. 2 men were talking. Ayaz whispers frantic and shaky. One said, "They talking about somebody from Chicago did it." The other responded instantly, "Nah, that don't even make sense. Why they trying to put it on them?" The clip ended with one of them saying, "Internet gon' get somebody hurt." Fans immediately dissected the audio. Some argued it proved Chicago wasn't involved. Others said the voices sounded defensive, like they knew more than they were letting on. The audio clip spread across the entire rap community within hours, becoming fuel for every possible angle of the story. Meanwhile, inside Atlanta's rap circles, emotions ran high. A producer who had worked with Tim before reportedly showed up at the hospital demanding answers. He was heard saying, "Tell me he alive. Just tell me that." A staff member allegedly told him, "Sir, you need to sit," but he refused, pacing like he was going to explode. A nurse finally stepped in, telling him, "Oi, we can't give details," which only intensified his panic. The producer left shortly after, visibly frustrated and wiping his face with his sleeve. That moment went viral viral because fans felt his pain. It showed how personal the situation had become for those who knew Tim. As all of this unfolded, an unexpected voice entered the conversation. A Chicago community leader posted a video urging people not to jump to conclusions. He said, "Stop throwing names around like they ain't real people. Hey, y'all stirring stuff that ain't even verified." His message was calm, measured, but the undertone was serious. Fans debated whether he was trying to de-escalate a situation he knew could get ugly, or whether he was distancing Chicago from something the streets were whispering about quietly. But even with calls for calm, the rumors didn't slow down. Instead, another twist emerged. Someone posted an alleged text from an Atlanta police officer saying, "Ew, we cannot confirm the identity of the victim at this time." That sentence alone detonated the internet. Fans argued, if it wasn't Tim, why not just say it? If it was Tim, why hide it? The cryptic nature of the statement only deepened the mystery. Then, as if the universe wanted to escalate things further, a third video leaked, this one showing a convoy of cars leaving the hospital parking lot late at night. People jumped on the clip instantly, even claiming one of the cars belonged to a well-known Chicago artist. Others said it belonged to a member of Tim's team. The video was too dark to identify anything clearly, but that didn't stop speculation from spreading like wildfire. By now, Atlanta was tense, Chicago was buzzing, and the entire rap community was split between fear, excitement, confusion, and outrage. People felt like they were witnessing history in real time, like this incident would reshape alliances, deepen divides, or enforce old wounds to the surface. But the most chilling part? We still didn't know if the man on the stretcher was really Lul Tim, and when the next wave of leaks hit, the truth became even harder to grasp. As the night dragged into morning, the chaos around the hospital thickened until it felt like the entire city was holding its breath. Every hour brought a new rumor, a new angle, a new argument escalating somewhere on social media or in the real world. By sunrise, the building was surrounded not just by security, but by clusters of people, some from the rap community, some from the neighborhood, some who didn't even know the injured man personally, but felt compelled to be there because the internet had turned this into a cultural crisis. The silence from officials only intensified the tension. Reporters were kept behind barricades, police instructed them to stay back, and one officer snapped at a journalist, or "We ain't confirming nothing today." That one sentence spread faster than any official statement would have. It told everyone watching that the situation was too hot, too sensitive, too volatile for the authorities to touch openly. Inside the hospital, the atmosphere was even more frantic. Staff members whispered among themselves, some clearly shaken, some annoyed, some tired of the non-stop noise. A nurse allegedly told a patient's family, "It's been crazy all night. People keep showing up asking for information we can't give." Another nurse was overheard saying, "They need to take this energy somewhere else before somebody else gets hurt." Employees looked over their shoulders constantly, the tension so thick you could feel it through the walls. Someone posted an anonymous message saying a fight almost broke out in the waiting area when two men began arguing about whether the situation was connected to old street politics. One man yelled, "Oh, they ain't got proof," while the other snapped back, "Proof or not, you know why he got hit." Security had to separate them before things escalated. Meanwhile, social media was spinning out of control. Pages that had nothing to do with rap began posting the video, adding dramatic music, timestamps, and arrows pointing at random background objects like detectives in a conspiracy documentary. TikTok creators began making multi-part breakdowns, some crying, some hyping the drama, while some claiming they had inside sources even though they clearly didn't. Fans were shocked, terrified, excited, confused. Every emotion imaginable was on display simultaneously, and the more the story spread, the more people began twisting the narrative into something bigger than reality. People who had never spoken on rap news suddenly had theories, insisting they knew exactly who was responsible and why. Chicago, of course, became a central part of the conversation whether they wanted to be or not. Late that afternoon, a live stream popped up from someone in the area showing a group gathered on a corner. The streamer whispered dramatically, "They out here talking about the situation," even though all you could hear was casual conversation in the background. The live stream went viral anyway. People began commenting things like, "What? They plotting?" or "They celebrating?" or "They waiting on confirmation?" None of it was true, but the internet doesn't care about truth when a narrative is already in motion. The idea of O'Block being involved had become so sensational that people refused to let go of it even when locals repeatedly said, "This got nothing to do with us." But the drama didn't stop there. A new rumor surfaced claiming someone from Atlanta confronted one of the Chicago-linked pages in their DMs. On demanding answers, screenshots, real or fabricated, began to circulate showing heated back and forth messages, including lines like, "Y'all know what y'all did," and "Stop speaking on situations y'all ain't involved in." The images were blurry, usernames partially blocked, but they poured gasoline on the already burning fire. People took sides instantly. One group insisted that the Chicago page was innocent and being falsely blamed. Another group argued the DM confirmed involvement. Nobody could agree on anything, and that disagreement turned into full-blown virtual warfare across platforms. The families connected to the situation found themselves dragged into the spotlight without warning. A relative posted a simple message: "Keep praying." And despite not naming anyone, fans immediately spread it across social media as confirmation. Another family member posted a Bible verse, which became the center of endless speculation. Then someone allegedly close to the family tweeted, "This ain't the night we expected," before deleting it moments later. The deletion made it go even more viral. Comment sections filled with people debating whether the family's emotions reflected tragedy, shock, or fear of retaliation. Inside the hospital, conflicting emotions were tearing apart the people who genuinely knew the injured man. Some were angry, furious that this situation had spiraled into a circus. Others were devastated. One person reportedly broke down crying in the hallway, saying, "Why he keep getting caught in the middle of everything?" Another person responded, "He gotta move smarter, man. This ain't no game." Their voices echoed down the hallway, heard by someone who later posted, "The emotions in that building ain't normal. You can feel the pain." That comment quickly gained thousands of likes. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Atlanta, rumors began emerging that certain people had been moving around differently, as one witness put it. A car was spotted circling a block multiple times. Someone said they saw a well-known associate pacing outside a gas station, yelling into his phone. These sightings, possibly coincidences, were treated as deep clues by internet detectives. People began stitching videos together to create timelines, even though most of the information was scrambled and speculative. Every blurry screenshot became a clue. Every silhouette became a suspect. Every passing car became evidence of a brewing street war. Chicago responded again, this time with frustration. A young man posted a video angrily saying, "Stop putting our name in every situation. Y'all do too much." His face was red, his voice shaky with irritation. His video went viral too, but instead of calming things down, it made people argue harder. Some said it was a denial, others said it sounded defensive, others claimed it meant Chicago was trying to distance themselves for strategic reasons. The internet refuses to take anything at face value when drama is involved. But the most dramatic twist came when a blogger leaked that police had allegedly increased patrols around certain Atlanta neighborhoods due to online speculation causing unrest. No official statement confirmed that, but the rumor alone was enough to ignite panic. As people began urging their favorite rappers to stay safe, stay inside, move with security, turning this single incident into a culture-wide emergency alert. By evening, the internet was fully divided. Those praying for Tim, those blaming O'Block, those saying it had nothing to do with O'Block, those claiming the video wasn't even him, and those convinced this was only the beginning of something much bigger. Emotions ran high. Fans were shocked. Families were stressed. Chicago was annoyed. Atlanta was tense. And then a new update hit. A detail that flipped the entire narrative, a twist nobody was ready for. The story was only accelerating. The truth was getting harder to find, and the next reveal, it would shake the culture to its core. And now that all the dust has settled, for the moment at least, this story is sitting at the center of the culture like a ticking clock. The hospital footage, the frantic voices, the cryptic messages, and the emotional reactions from both cities. Everything has created a storm that feels bigger than a single person, bigger than a single incident. Fans are shocked, conversations are heated, friendships have split over arguments in comment sections, and both Atlanta and Chicago communities are tired, tense, and waiting for answers nobody seems ready to give. What really happened that night? Was the man in the video truly Lul Tim? Was this connected to old street politics? Or was the internet dragging O'Block into something it had nothing to do with? Did the hospital chaos reflect a deeper deeper truth, or were emotions simply running high in an already volatile situation? Every clip, every rumor, every screenshot left the family divided, the fan base emotional, and the streets buzzing with theories that keep getting louder. And the craziest part? We still don't have real confirmation, just noise, fear, hope, and narratives fighting each other for the spotlight. But this is where you come in. If you've been glued to the twists, if you've been analyzing every leak, if you've been arguing with strangers about what's real and what's rumor, then your voice matters here. Drop a comment right now and tell us what you think happened. Do you believe the man in the video was Lul Tim? Do you think O'Block had anything to do with it? Or is the internet doing what the internet does best, creating chaos out of shadows? Hit that like button if this breakdown opened your eyes, subscribe for more deep dives into the stories the industry won't talk about, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next update. Because trust me, the way this story is moving, another twist is guaranteed, and you're going to want to be here when it hits.